obey my commands, and most of all, protect yourself at all times.
We aren't just looking for a knockout, we expect it. And upon hearing that,
if Parker was able to stop Wilder, but I don't think it would be in a shootout.
Puncher in this fight is, and that's Deontay Wilder, by far.
Spring in with the big shots. He can move his feet out of range. So important when you're back to...
He's a good boxer. He's got power as well, coming off a third-round knockout win himself.
Quick hands, good variation. We know he's got every shot.
You can see the respect that Joseph Parker has for that.
Find the range with a jab, then he can look for that right hand.
And I expect a lot of jabs to everything else.
Look how far away Parker is right now. Only
very patient start from both.
Well, I expect, you know, so this is a strategy by Wilder right now to not.
So I think that may be his reason.
Nice right hand there from Parker. He lands the progression. Sergio Mora, Darren Barker, and Chris Mannix ringside here for this co-main event of the. So unlike Robert Helenius.
Patient. So make him comfortable with the feints. Comfortable with the feints. But when he take his before a single jab, I'd rather double feint. No single jab up, jab down. The feint, shoot down, right hand to the head. Okay? As long as you exit low, you're fine.
Says to you, he's never felt the power that I bring and possess. Malik Scott is
setting the foundation for something that can land later, and that's the jab to the chest, the jab.
Tyson Fury, he came in the high 230s. That was the highest of his career.
Wait for him to be moving around as well. Yeah. So that's probably strategic, that they want to be lighter, but they can be lighter on the
muscled up before that third fight with Tyson Fury.
Yes, it's the speed that Jeff.
Wilder has that Thomas Hearns type power where, you know, he can extend that long reach.
Start though for Parker.
Well, he hasn't been knocked out yet. Of course it is.
Either foot, either side of Wilder to try and cut the ring down. We've got to be out of range or very close. Then he can work away. I think at punching range, fire back with a counter or work inside.
I agree with the inside part. He needs to get inside. Bar, you know, so I think mid-range and inside is where Parker's going to be safe.
Parker, on the other hand, fighting for the fourth time.
Look, take your chance. Okay. This is your chance, though. Okay. The more you try, the more good round. You got 2 rounds in the bag. So we're not going for points, we're going for a knockout. Yeah. Put the body right hand to the head. Yeah. Left hook after.
Would like to see when you're dealing with a tall, lanky fighter, aim at the body. That's going to bring down the head a little bit more. If we can
position there to be caught by the right hand of Wilder. So feet crucial.
As a fighter, didn't begin his amateur career until he was 20. The span of just 35 amateur bouts.
The only ones that can get aggressive with a late start like that, they can have success because there's just so.
Being hesitant. Are you being so cautious?
Yeah, I'd like to see him sort of spring in with.
You see from bantamweights and not heavyweight like Deontay Wilder. So he's clearly.
You need to fool your opponent, you know, with foot feints, with jabs to the chest, double jabs to the belly.
This crowd waiting for something big to happen.
Deontay Wilder is a natural explosive puncher, one of the most dangerous punchers all the way to the end is going to be Joseph Parker.
Dangerous.
And that actually affected Wilder, shook his legs a little bit.
Yeah, the balance didn't look great.
Especially when you're not a mover, you're not accustomed to being a boxer and using the entire ring.
A wry smile. Let's check in with.
I think that Deontay Wilder is going to win this fight. How are you seeing it right now?
Yeah, I mean.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Remember, if you're watching in the UK and the US, the DAZN fans.
Darren, from what you've seen,
in form, looking good last time out, full of confidence, needs to stay switched.
It's going to be a second half type fight, and it's sure unfolding that way right now. That was actually a 3-2. You know, I've never seen that from Wilder. It was a 3-2. He's mean. He won't avoid a fight. He won't avoid a fight. I mean, he can stick to strategy and all. See, some guys, once they get touched, then they start boxing. They start realizing, oh, I can get hurt here.
That's giving Parker some real positive energy there. You can
Buffer say it. I've got another nickname, Dr. Sleep.
from Wilder. If you're going to be moving that much and you start flicking the jab out there, not to land, you know, you get the feeling of boxing. You're just not backing up and backpedaling. You're actually boxing, sticking him, and you look like you're actually trying to find an opening, not just backing up.
There from Watch, but miss. And now Parker coming in like a sprinter.
Avoided anything to come back from Wilder.
Taking on Otto Wallen. Some good moments, guys.
See, the reason this came up short is because he didn't have his left foot, and I want to see more of those jabs to the gut.
That's the shot, the jab to the body. That will allow him to fight.
Brilliant, complete fight. So Deontay Wilder really hasn't thrown anything up until this point. You see, Joe,
about Wilder is he's not jabbing backing up. See, if he was jabbing, then he'll be boxing. But right now, he's a
to something that Parker's doing, but he needs to be first a bit more, in my opinion.
Quiet rounds. If Wilder's going to keep moving like this, just keep touching that, get that point in power and going after the knockout. But this is strategy that he's attempting to do, and we're not accustomed to see for him to get, you know, fluidity with his legs and upper body movement. He's a blunt puncher.
Shots. We see a moment ago, Wilder just poked out the double jab.
It seems like Wilder is only looking for the knockout.
He's looking for something.
It's Parker that's just doing this a little bit more that he could find success in winning the round.
With a bomb that put Luis Ortiz down. So Deontay Wilder doesn't fight fights.
Here of round number 5.
Okay? Yeah. All you got to do is be alert, and there's no danger.
Unbelievable fashion, but he's winning the rounds. You know, he's taking the space away.
And I'll tell you what, if Parker would have looped that shot over the shoulder instead of throwing it straight.
And a few more feints, a few more jabs to head, body. Bring those feet in when you... And on the flip side, it's so important now that Wilder starts to establish his own jab.
For the knockout, you haven't said one negative thing about Wilder, where he hasn't attempted to do anything here.
He has to let his hands go.
Exactly.
He has to let his hands go soon. You know, he talked...
What will Wilder be his plan A?
Plan B is plan A, exactly. Far too easy for Parker.
And this is the thing about devastating punches, you know.
Because they get gun-ho, they start looking for the shot, but we're yet to see.
Throwing it straight.
Well, can he find that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? I mean, he's got to come forward, at least in that instance.
And there's the Wilder we know. A little reckless, but that's... Wilder has like that juice.
Oh, that's that right hand.
Yeah, and into the body for Parker, who's gaining more and more confidence.
The Wilder's starting to let his hands go.
And others swing, serve, smash, and battle it out on the court live on DAZN. And by the way, between Al Ittihad going head-to-head with Al Nasser live on DAZN.
It is breathtaking.
It's got to be about keeping discipline. You've got to fight the second half the exact same way you fought the first.
Let's look at Chris Mannix's scorecard.
Yeah, through the first half of the fight, I've got a clean sweep. But the cleanest punches are being landed by Parker.
Yeah, Chris, when you're only getting hit.
I think it's where he's positioned in the ring, Parker. He's not allowing Wilder to get
inside. He's not a clumsy. He's kind of clumsy inside. Those long arms need extension.
He's going to exit this corner. Yeah, look, he's going to exit the corner to his left, Wilder.
Soften up the body, start getting the left arm to go down, then an opening will come to the knee. Told him that 3 rounds ago. More jabs to the body. It seems like they're not...
Raise the skull of Parker. Let's see if Wilder tries to follow up on it.
Fighters are winding up that right hand. Both of them. If you see them, they're cocked and ready to go. Same shot. Parker landed a little bit better.
This is where it's important for Parker to get back to the corner.
When you try to set up big fights, you never know what could happen.
Yeah, we saw the rounds in this fight and still win.
If Parker can start moving to his right and forcing Wilder to go to his right.
Even in Parker to actually find his own right hand, so footwork is key here. Concentrate.
Devin Haney shouting instructions to Deontay, but I think that's what everybody's saying at home right now. It's Parker up, didn't win flush though, but we're finally getting some exchanges between these two.
And if you notice, Parker's already breaking that distance a lot easier now. You know, he already got the
to bring the foot across.
But again, Parker cannot afford to get too comfortable.
And I would love to see him do that exact same thing and throw the right hand right to the gut.
In the 8th round.
Uppercut to Joseph Parker.
Caught him again.
Parker, the legs are completely gone of Wilder.
That overhand right is going to land, but
This place has just come alive. Incredible.
look, there's that overhand right, and the reason it landed is because the left foot finally got in the front door.
Parker, he knew he hurt Wilder, and he went hell for leather to get the finish. Wow.
Darren,
what
that's
a
exactly
shot.
what you said. Duck your head down to the right and bring that. Deontay Wilder's dreams of Reese.
After being hurt in the first fight, he knocked down Tyson Fury after being hurt.
8th round for Joseph Parker, who so far has
He's controlled.
His legs, his knees keep locking, Darren.
The legs don't chop.
Anytime you're dealing with really tall fighters and they're hurt like that, they're visibly...
I mean, I'd love to pay a penny.
So Parker is staying disciplined. After that big round, after piling up rounds, he's at the belly, backing up Wilder. Let Wilder make the mistake. Let force
something in there because you're down big. And there's only 2.5 rounds to 3.
Wilder at the age of 38 years.
Once they get stopped, once they get their chin cracked, they're never the same. And we're seeing examples.
He gets caught there, yeah.
And this is where Andy Lee said.
Right now, I'm interested to see if Wilder will come out in the next round and hold the center.
Look at me. Look at me. You just came past a milestone. I need you to look at me.
And right here, Joseph Parker just holding on, just barely missed with that. You could,
We expect to get it.
and that is a boxer that
Almost very, very close to making it happen.
And it appears, sorry, Darren, round 10 of 12. Wilder has to dig deep, fight.
that side.
Darren, this is the first adjustment I've seen Deontay Wilder.
Devastating power of Wilder, even though it was blocked. I mean, when you have that much power.
I feel to start fainting, start making Wilder a little worried about letting his hand
Fight like we think he is and like they think they are. Maybe it's time to start playing the matador. And don't have to wonder. It did take a lot out of him.
And look at power punchers through round 9. Joseph. Sergio, is this more because of
Strategy, and they're executing to perfection.
I completely agree, Sergio. I do think that Deontay
Wilder is treating Parker as the big hitter instead of vice versa?
Absolutely, the way he's moving. He's doing the right thing as well. He's tucking up, he's moving his head. Oh, the big overhand right.
To go. Scorecards, you would think.
You know, I like how
Andy throwing that overhand right when he's dipping his head in that chest. That's a game plan. See, anytime Wilder's looking for that big right hand, Parker's throwing his own.
Nice jab there. Again,
Parker's able to avoid that right hand because Deontay's sort of telegraphing. He's
Joseph Parker.
Wilder's corner urging him to go after.
Just Darren, that was Joseph Parker delaying right there, grabbing onto
That's
the
time.
Good left hand from Joe Parker there.
And look at Parker still.
smart, experienced work down the stretch from Parker.
Parker, but then maybe even start backing up now. Let Wilder come to you.
That's how I'm so surprised.
Here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
It's time for...
Waiting, you shut it down. It's time to go to him, bro.
Listen,
You gotta
the hand's going to be, and that's for his overhand right.
Far, far more urgency. That's in history, and this is far too calm. I need more. We need.
He's the man that taught Deontay boxing. It was his final instructions as we go into the 12th. 11 rounds to none in favor of Joseph Parker.
Is this smart?
Like you said, Chris, doing the right thing with his head position, Parker, when he's letting the shots go, or when
Bomber is bombing away, but is it too little, too late in the last round?
Remember when Billy Conn was beating Joe Louis but he went for the knockout.
Round, because Parker's not going anywhere. His feet are planted, and Parker's still looking for that overhand right. He throws that right hand.
Doing the right thing there, Parker, covering up well.
And you shock the world.
Part of Deontay Wilder's lice and fury. Other than that, just Luis Ortiz until tonight. Joseph Parker.
There we go. Parker doing the right thing now, holding on as much as possible. This is tough.
Seconds to go.
Of course you'll take a knee, man. Now it's time for Parker